What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Choked Out, where I'm your host, Chokefellow, your number one source for gaming, movies, tech, and lifestyle. Let's jump right in. Alright guys, gaming. Look, I've been seeing a lot about Arc Raiders lately, and you know what? I still have yet to actually go in depth of watching some type of game review, or at least watching gameplay from like start to finish of how an actual match would go. I'm going strictly off of like random streamers' gameplay and just clips that I see online. And it looks like an awesome game. Overall, it seems like an awesome game. Based on the gameplay that I've seen, it just looks refreshing. It looks new. The dynamics of it, it's not even like, when you really think about the movement and mechanics of the game, it's not all there. It just captures our mindset of what style gameplay we like nowadays. Based on what I've seen, it's slightly slower pace compared to like Warzone, DMZ, stuff like that. Just Call of Duty in general. Like even Battlefield forced us to slow down. We're so used to being, we gotta slow down the movement just a little bit. Anyways, it is something that I'm definitely looking forward to get into and really excited. And once I have that little bit extra cash, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and buy it. Helldivers 2. Ever since Space Marines 2 came out, I was wanting so badly to play Helldivers, but it was a PlayStation exclusive. Helldivers 2 was oh my gosh, Helldivers 2 was an PlayStation exclusive. Why can't I get this out? Helldivers 2 was a PlayStation exclusive. There you go. But now it's cross-platform, so yeah. But they just came out with a new update called Magma World. And essentially, you're fighting a bunch of Terminators. Basically. Right, we're not talking about Minecraft. We're not talking about Roblox and stuff like that. But I believe Helldivers has been going pretty strong for about a year with like consistency on social media appearance. Anyways, Arc Raiders and Helldivers, those are like two priority games that I've been wanting to play for the longest time. Now, one game that I'm really excited for is 007 First Light. Now, to me, I've always been a fan of 007. Now, in my opinion, GoldenEye was my era, but I was too young to actually enjoy it. So for me, From Russia with Love was like the next big thing.
Wait a minute!
And in my opinion, Sean Connery is the best 007 ever. I mean, you let me know in the comments below, who is your number one favorite 007? I'm not talking about who was the best 007. I'm talking about who's your favorite 007. Mine, Sean Connery. From Russia with Love was probably, my opinion, the best 007 movie ever. My opinion. Anyways, 007 First Light gives me a nice Hitman and Uncharted blend. If you were to take the Hitman's mechanics of like stealth and being able to add that combat, like close CQC type of thing, and then the adventure aspect and dynamic of Uncharted, and put them together, 007 First Light. I only watched like 7 minutes of a trailer, and that's just my first take on it. I'm sure if I was to really dissect it, I can go into more detail, but front face value, Hitman, Uncharted, mash it, 007 First Light. That's what you get. Alright guys, movies. They did release a new Did release a new Avatar Fire and Ash trailer, which is a little So those that remember the bad guy, the general per se, in the first and second one, he becomes a Na'vi and he's trying to instigate. He's trying to basically get in the inside and give the Na'vi weapons, missiles. He's trying to give them the firepower of mankind and have them turn against their race by utilizing these firepower to destroy their own people. And you know, some of the Na'vi turned bad, but not for the most part. I really believe that it's going to be like humans and Na'vi versus Na'vi. It's going to be an all-out war for everything. Oh, I mean, Avatar in general is just a great series. So for this third one to come out, I don't doubt that it's going to be like a 5-hour-long movie. Shelter. Finally, they come out with a Jason Statham. Is that how you say his name? They finally come out with a movie that makes sense for his role. He's no longer a mechanic. He's no longer a beekeeper. He's no longer a janitor. He's no longer a babysitter in all these different titles. He can just finally be an assassin like he was or he is. They finally made a movie that is actually the character that he plays in other movies. They always have to hide him behind a weird title. I don't know about you guys, but I get sick and tired of seeing him acting in movies that are just so cringe and so corny. So finally they made a movie that just flows with his character and just makes sense to watch. Okay, so this one is a doozy. Night Patrol. When I started watching the trailers to this, I genuinely thought that it was like a scary movie type thing where it was supposed to be like a funny, like make fun of another movie type thing. So as you watch the trailer, you think it's like a spoof of End of Watch. Like those that remember that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and that one Mexican guy. You genuinely think that it's a spoof off End of Watch. But then you keep watching it and it's like, whoa, this completely took a left turn. Cops doing a night shift come across a ring or a gang of vampires. And I guess the cops become vampires and they're having to fight the underground cops and gang lords that are vampires. All right, guys, tech. I've been an iPhone guy since high school. Now we're talking since 2009. Wow. Samsung Galaxy Z trifold. But this thing is like, it's a phone, then it opens up to a dual screen, then it opens up to a triple fold, and it's like a tablet that turns into a phone. It's crazy. The more I'm becoming a content creator, I'm starting to learn the importance of quick on-the-go access to good quality of filming. But if I need to be quick, maybe it's time to upgrade. But then my pocket starts to burn and it's like, don't spend that money. I don't know, this stuff gets expensive quick. I saw the unboxing on this phone and I was like, bro, this is cool. The tech that's coming out nowadays is gonna get to the point where it's like a piece of paper and it's a hologram. Or maybe there's no phone at all and it's like a microchip in your eye and you just click a button and it just, boom, it's there and then your head explodes. I don't know. Humanoid robots. That's a whole new thing we can talk about right there, and that gets a little creepy. Look, if you've seen the movie iRobots, then you know I ain't playing around, homie. You best believe that 12 gauge is gonna be ready on standby, and they're gonna be slugs in it. Let's just say they moving a little quick for my liking. So I think we need to slow it down on the tech that we're making. We need to slow it down on this tech, and maybe just stick with a Roomba for now. Just stick with a Roomba. And maybe those little dogs back from the 2000s where their head twists and it like plays an MP3 track or something. Just keep it simple. Aviron, Victory Treadmill. A treadmill, and you get to play a game while you work out, and the goal makes you go up and down in elevation and then speed, and it's crazy because you have to do certain things in the game, and while you're playing the game you have to do things on the actual treadmill to play the game to get your points up and to win. So it like forces you to work harder. Then again, I would love that for VR. They should definitely make VR games where it's like task based, but like, you know, adventure and very, you know, fast pace, like run, jump, shoot, and backflip and stuff like, you know, that'd be crazy. All right, guys, before we end this episode, I know it was very fast paced because, again, my fault, I didn't charge the battery. But anyways, I want to talk about 90s and Y2K movie theaters. Just look at this. Why have we downgraded so bad in society when it comes to just the work ethic and the structure of a building? The fast food, the stores, you know, anywhere we went, it's almost like the corporations took pride in the structure. What happened? What happened, big corporate America? You know what it is? I'll tell you what. They got you glued to your phones and you don't care what's around you anymore. You're so focused on your phones that you don't take appreciation for what's around you. So they took advantage of that and said, you know what? We're going to save the cheddar that we got. And we're going to go ahead and just dump it into your phones anyways and make you look at it more. But we're going to save, we're going to make more money and blah, blah, blah. Do you remember going to Walmart and having like the fish section? And you could go to like the fish section and see all the fishes at Walmart. And don't get me started on playing video games, man. They had a whole section like a grocery aisle for just video games and movies. Now we barely get an aisle. Barely. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Remember, stay tuned every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We drop a new episode. And make sure to subscribe, like, and share, and comment below. And we'll see you next time.